A shadow fell across the world. From the heart of Persia, an army bled across the land, a human tide so vast it drank rivers dry. At its head was the god King Xerxes, a man who commanded millions, who lashed the sea itself for daring to defy him. His ambition was absolute, not just to conquer Greece, but to extinguish the radical idea that men could live without a master. Against this storm, at a narrow coastal pass called Thermopylae stood a rock, just 300 Spartans. This was never a battle to be won. It was a sacrifice to be remembered for 1,000 years. In Sparta, the laws were iron. The city was celebrating a sacred festival, and the army could not march. But King Leonidas saw the coming apocalypse. Using a loophole, he took his 300 personal guards, men who were not just soldiers, but fathers, each with a living son to carry on his name. Before he left, his wife, Queen Gorgo, asked him what she should do. He told her, "Marry a good man and bear good children." He knew he was not coming back. He had heard the oracle's prophecy. A Spartan king must die to save his people. He went to his fate with open eyes. He chose the hot gates for a reason. Here, the mountains crashed into the sea, creating a bottleneck barely wide enough for a single wagon. Here, 1,000,000 men could be held by a few. For 2 days, the pass was a slaughterhouse. Xerxes, contemptuous, threw his conscripted troops forward first, Medes, Scythians. Waves of men funneled into a corridor of death. The Spartan phalanx was a single, living creature of destruction. A wall of interlocking bronze shields, so tight they were impenetrable. From behind it, a hedge of 9-foot spears jabbed and killed in perfect, brutal rhythm. They rotated their front line, a seamless engine of war that never tired. The Persian waves crashed, broke, and receded, leaving thousands of dead to clog the path. Enraged by the incompetence of his slaves, Xerxes unleashed his elite, the legendary 10,000 immortals. Named so because their number was never allowed to drop, each fallen warrior instantly replaced. Clad in gold, their faces hidden behind cloth, they were the boogeymen of the ancient world. They advanced with chilling confidence, expecting to sweep the exhausted Greeks aside. The Spartans met them head-on, then executed a masterful tactic, a feigned retreat. The overzealous immortals broke formation and charged deep into the pass. Then, as one, the Spartans turned. The trap snapped shut. The immortals, panicked and broken, discovered they could die just like other men. Their legend bled out on the rocky ground. The assault was relentless. Night offered no rest, only the screams of the wounded and the monumental task of clearing the dead. The pass was slick with blood, the air thick with the stench of death. Yet with the dawn, the Spartans stood ready. A silent, grim line of defiance. 2 days of constant, brutal face-to-face killing had taken its toll. Muscles screamed, bodies were bruised and broken, but their will was untouched. Each warrior fought with the strength of 10, their discipline a weapon more potent than any sword. They held the line, buying one more precious day for Greece to mobilize. But history is not always written by the brave. It is also shaped by the greedy and the weak. A local man named Ephialtes, a malformed outcast who had been rejected from the Spartan ranks, saw a path to riches and revenge. For a fortune in Persian gold, he revealed a hidden mountain trail that bypassed the Spartan position. He led the immortals through the darkness, their footsteps the sound of doom. As dawn broke on the 3rd day, a sound drifted down from the hills behind them. The rustle of thousands of soldiers. They were surrounded, trapped. No victory, no escape. Leonidas gave his final order. He dismissed the other Greek allies, their duty done. "Go," he told them, "and tell the world what happened here." But the Spartans and 700 brave Thespians who chose to share their fate remained. This was their purpose. They did not surrender. They did not retreat. They fought for honor, for freedom, for a future they would never see. They made their last stand on a small hill, a final desperate circle of defiance. When their spears shattered, they fought with their short swords. When their swords broke, they fought with their bare hands and their teeth. Leonidas fell in the front, a prime target, and a vicious battle raged over his body. The Spartans, refusing to let their king be taken, dragged him back into their circle. They were cornered lions, magnificent in their final moments, until Xerxes, unwilling to sacrifice any more of his men, gave the order. The sky itself turned black with arrows, and the last Spartan fell, bristling like a porcupine, without ever turning his back. Their sacrifice at Thermopylae was not the end. It was the beginning of a legend. The story of the 300 lit fire of resistance across Greece. When the Persian fleet attacked at Salamis, the Greek sailors, inspired by the Spartans' courage, won an impossible victory. When the final land battle came at Plataea, the Greek army, chanting the names of Leonidas and his men, crushed the Persian invasion for good. They chose their ground, they chose their fate, and in death they found immortality.